Your second paper assignment has to do with behavior modification. Specifically, you're coming up with a plan for behavior modification in your paper, and for your presentation you will need to implement the plan. To help you understand what is expected of you in the second paper, I will use an example of a behavior you might want to modify. My example is exercise. I will be much more specific as we go through the grading criteria. Okay, so you should have a title page for this paper. Title page is a separate page at the beginning of the paper. For this paper, you need to include name, class, and section number, and paper number 2. You can add additional information to the title page, but for full credit, you need to have this information. The paper should be 1 to 2 pages typed, Times New Roman, double-spaced, 12-point font. Please realize that the title page doesn't count as a page. Your paper should be spelling and grammar checked. This is relatively easy for those using Word because it will let you know if there is a spelling error with a red squiggly line and a grammar error with a blue squiggly line. Now time to talk about content. You should identify a target behavior and modify that behavior for a few days to generate a plausible explanation for why the problem exists. So, before you come up with a plan, observe your normal behavior for a few days. Okay, so as I previously mentioned, I want to increase the amount of exercise I get. So for 1 week, I record all the exercise I get. Say I walk the dog every day and go to the gym 3 times during the week. I would state in the paper that I want to exercise for 45 minutes 5 times a week. You should be this specific. You should also talk about why you aren't currently doing your desired behavior. For example, being busy or just being lazy recently. You should also describe why you want to change the behavior and what benefits change will bring. Then you need to tell me how you are going to achieve your desired behavior. In the program proposal, you should describe all relevant conditioning principles incorporated within your plan, which should include the use of positive and negative reinforcers, positive and negative punishment, shaping, schedules of reinforcement, modeling, extinction, and primary and secondary reinforcers. We will be talking about conditioning very soon in class. If you want to take a look now, you can review Module 19. So using my example, I would use a fixed interval schedule of reinforcement, meaning every week I would either punish or reinforce my behavior depending on whether or not I met my weekly goal. My end goal for my behavior is 45 minutes 5 times a week of exercise, but you should shape your behavior. So, for the first 2 weeks, my goal would be 30 minutes 3 times a week, then the next 2 weeks, 45 minutes 4 times a week, and then finally, the following 2 weeks, 45 minutes 5 times a week. If I don't meet my weekly goals, I would either use positive or negative punishment. Positive punishment could be me having to exercise an additional day the following week, and negative punishment would be me not being allowed to watch my favorite television show the next week. Positive reinforcement for reaching my goal would be buying something like a new outfit to work out in, and negative reinforcement would be not doing a chore the next week that I don't like. I already mentioned in this video my short-term and long-term objectives for the behavior. Please realize your short-term and long-term goals should be the behavior, not what the behavior can cause. For example, I shouldn't say that my short-term goal is to lose 5 pounds and my long-term goal is to lose 10 pounds. It should be the behavior. You should include weight loss as a projected benefit of changing this behavior.